Welcome, everybody, back to the Buds Podcast, episode 24. 4th of July weekend just concluded. I think I can say I had a fun weekend. I had a good Friday and Saturday.
And Sunday.
Of anybody.
I don't know what I can say about the other three Americans.
You also don't know what you can remember.
I can remember it all. But
I shot a couple shots, missed, but just go on.
Something that prominent that happened on the 4th of July was the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and our Lord and Savior Joey
Joey
Jaw Chestnut.
Joey Jaw Chestnut.
He guzzled 75 wieners
He
down
guzzled
that
those
throat
wieners down.
to beat his record.
That's
75
disgusting.
glizzies.
That's disgusting. I can't watch that.
He beat his so the record
Record was 74.
Is it with the bun too?
Yeah.
He breaks his record every year.
It's his record every year.
Wait a
so I
minute.
don't know what-
Going
It's
for
with-
80, his record was 74. He ended up with 75.
It's
He
with
got
the
that-
bun too?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
they-
eat
Oh,
but they have water.
What they do is soak the bun in water.
Yeah,
So
it's
stuffs
like-
like four buns. He stuffs like 4 buns in a glass of water, then like chugs the water.
Didn't he put like 4 wieners at one
yeah.
time too?
Yeah. No, but
Like he was just like,
no, it's crazy
It's the
because they have to
GLIZZ.
do. He did that in 10 minutes. He ate 75 hot dogs.
He's coming
in
back
10
stronger next year and getting 80.
After 2 hot dogs, I feel like I'm about to puke. So
He's coming back better than ever tomorrow. I mean, next
it's not
year.
even a contest.
No, I was talking to
Yeah, it's not.
I was talking to one of my friends about it. They were like, he definitely has to get his stomach pumped after that. Like, no way. I can
100%.
imagine
that
the
toilet goes crazy that whole day.
I mean, he's
Oh
just
my
coming
God, I
back
can-
better than next year. So he's going to hit that 80 and he's going to be straight.
I mean, see, at this point, is it even? Should they might as well just give him the trophy every year. Like,
I mean,
is
he's
there even
12
a
time.
point-
His only competition is Matt Stoney. He wasn't even there this year.
Yeah, he's now a
I
14.
feel like Matt Stoney
champion.
might
Yeah,
be able to beat him.
14.
I feel like Matt Stoney might be
He
able
has
to beat him.
he has once before.
Yeah, I was
Literally,
gonna
He
say,
broke his streak.
Literally, the
Yeah,
guy
he
that
broke
came
the
in
streak.
second place had 42 hot dogs.
Was like 30 behind.
Yeah, it was Joey was going to win no matter what.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just
So
how
he
many
had
was
he had
going
a
to
beat
get.
after the first minute.
Oh yeah.
Oh, without it.
I
If
mean,
you're not on
Avalanche
pace with-
Chugs had a chance after the first minute.
if you're not on pace with Joey for the first 2 minutes, you're losing. No matter
No
what.
one's beating him.
Nobody's staying on pace with him.
because
he's a
after those
hack.
first 2
Yeah.
minutes, oh my gosh, just shoving him down.
But he's a.
It's
Nobody else can do
disgusting.
glizzies
He's
for that
sweating.
long.
He is
No,
sweating.
no,
Profusely sweating.
no.
Because they're hot. They're hot dogs.
No, like,
Shut the hell up,
like
dog.
they're actually hot.
He said they were fresh out of the oven.
Yeah, they're freshly made.
There's not even your body's
Or-
not meant to
or-
go under that much, like in that
Yeah,
short amount of
scrutiny.
time, where like you literally have to start sweating so you stay alive.
They step into another gear and that's when they start jiggling and wiggling while they're
Okay, well,
eating.
Joey's a different breed.
Yeah, that too. They don't make them like Joey.
I
Everywhere.
tried to eat 4 4 tacos today, and I couldn't get. I only got through 3.5.
Joey
so
inspired me to eat like 5 hot
You could
dogs.
probably
on
win a
New Year's
ramen
years
noodle
ago.
eating contest.
Let
that
me
he could.
tell you,
It's,
slurp it down.
it's just insane how much he can eat in such a little amount of time.
How has he
Like,
not died of
That's why
high
he's the best of the
cholesterol
best.
already?
'Cause he takes care of himself.
He eats healthy
I mean-
after it.
Yeah.
He must.
I mean,
He
he is the
must.
Twinkie champion and a bunch of other things. I think Matt Stoney's got the oysters, I want to say.
I think
Yeah.
so.
He can keep that.
Yeah, he can keep the.
We don't want that. We
I-
want the
isn't-
Twinkies, so that's a bigger flex.
Isn't Joey? Doesn't he only do hot dogs?
No, like I was just saying, he has a Twinkie.
Yeah,
he has
multiple world
32.
records.
He has
How the
32
fuck
world
did-
records. Well, actually, I think it's more now. The video we were watching, it said 32 world records. I think he's got more now.
Probably.
How do you eat that many Twinkies though? Like, I think you
Jesus
You
Christ!
just
I
shovel
eat-
them.
I
It's
eat
mini
like-
glizzes.
You
It's a
don't
mini
even-
glizzy.
You don't even chew on it.
It's
Yeah,
a mini
yeah.
glizzy. It's
Basically,
easy.
just stick it
he
down your
wets
throat.
them. He
and
probably
gravity
wets
does
them,
the
which is
rest.
disgusting. It's not even good.
No, you have to open up your throat for that. You have to I don't understand how they do it.
He just did 75. I think he's good with the mini glizzies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So-
Can we please get off this weird topic of?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's
down our
let's
throat?
move on to it.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is I was disappointed in Badland Chugs.
That's true.
You know, like
How
I
much did
said
Badlands get?
before the recording. Like I
Food
said
is not
before,
his thing. Food
I
is
said
not his
before our recording that he was being bet on to be second place by FanDuel for some reason.
What did he end up getting?
Fourth.
Last.
Gee.
Or last. I think it was.
There were
he
only
had
5 people
17.
compared to like the
Yeah.
15 they usually have.
Okay.
So it was like 17.
Yeah, we could change the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
let's get off shoving hot
moving-
dogs down our throat.
moving on to, I think we talked about this Friday in our NFL video. We may have touched on it a little bit. I know we didn't want to go into it much because it was still kind of new news. So as it's being referred to on news outlets, I don't think we're going to refer to it there, but
I am.
the team in Washington, or the Washington Redskins,
The Washington
are
Redskins.
I'm calling the Redskins.
they're basically having their hand forced right now to change their name.
And they're not
Now
budging.
this was a thing a couple years ago that was happening where it wasn't even by, I don't even remember who it was by, but it was a big controversy. Not much happened from it, but now it feels like their hand is being forced even more because their biggest sponsor, FedEx, because FedEx Field, that's where they play. They're kind of like, okay, change the name or we're pulling our sponsorship.
That's
So-
fine.
Well, then they never
know-
said they were going to pull their sponsorship. They just suggested that the name needed to be changed.
They basically said
they never had any threats.
they basically implied, hey, change your name or we're going to pull the
Yeah.
sponsorship. That's what they implied.
But then again, the Redskins don't own the stadium.
If they have to
Yeah,
change
the
their
city
name,
does.
then multiple teams of other sports have to change
That's
their
what
name
they were
too.
saying before, and they weren't going to.
So, but
Schools
with-
and everything.
With the Redskins, possibly the team is taking it under consideration, and they're looking at a lot of options, looking to see what they do. I know Mort talked with me today, saying that they actually pulled a bunch of Native Americans, and the Native Americans
Said
said
they
that
don't care.
it didn't bother them.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Before
will
we
say,
started-
I did look at that poll. First, it was from 2016, and
yeah,
also
so like when it
it
originally
had-
started. Yeah.
what
before
I heard
everybody got
was-
before everybody got butt hurt when you breathe on them.
what I heard that it does not have correct data. That it's actually closer to like 50%.
But
50-50.
a majority of what I've seen, they don't care. Like I had seen right before we started
Makes
this
no
like
sense.
semi viral tweet that it was a guy that said, "I'm Native American and I don't mind the Indians and Redskins."
All
I
I'm
will
saying,
say-
just stop.
I will
changing
say-
history when it doesn't need to be changed.
as 5 white people, we have nothing to say.
Whoa,
This should be
Bubba.
put. No, this should be put. If we can't say if it's offensive or not offensive.
I'm
Because
0.8% Indian, Bubba.
Oh yeah, and I'm like 0.2 Cherokee, but
I'm
nobody
0.8
cares.
Cherokee. Okay, so that's what
I feel like everybody in the eastern side is something
we gotta
Cherokee.
put those together. Then we're a full 1%. So I think we are very able to be talking about this. Okay.
But no,
Yeah, I'm
well,
just giving my
it
opinion
should
on
be
it.
like decided. Like you should not be offended, and you should not be say it's not offensive if you are not that race or ethnicity.
Ethnicity.
It's not
Ethnicity,
depicting.
Yeah,
It's not depicting anybody. Like I get why they got mad about the Indians having
yeah,
Chief Wahoo.
Yeah, that is really racist.
Okay, get rid of Chief Wahoo, and then it's not depicting
Yeah.
anybody.
I don't.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
like the Redskins,
that changing
like,
the
there's
name
no-
of. I will say that changing the name of the Indians, I think that's too far. I think that
No, just get rid of
the
Chief
Indians-
Wahoo.
is not like the name that they would probably be preferred to be called, but it was just literally people came over here and thought it was India, and then they called them Indians, and then I guess the name stuck after
Okay, that's a
thousands
little
of
history
years.
lesson.
I just don't understand like what's so bad about your name. Like you're like I'd say you're kind of like respecting them. Like you're a professional
Okay,
team
well,
name
okay,
is
that's-
after them.
There's a
Can I say-
That's what
difference
team
between
said.
Can I say
respecting
one thing
them.
though?
I mean, what's so bad
the
about having
term-
their name of?
The term Redskins is it's a
I thought
derogatory.
it was a tribe, to be honest with you.
No, it's a
No.
derogatory
Yeah.
term towards Native American people. So that's why people have been so defended. It's like it's not
Yeah.
in comparison to, you could say, the N word or calling a white person a certain word, but it's a certain word that older, like back in the 1900s, like in the early days, it's a derogatory term that was used. So you can say it is offensive, and probably, I mean, it's outdated, but it's been around for so
Yeah.
long that at the same time you'd be like, and not too many Native Americans are angry about it, but at the same time, some are. And with the climate changing in the world, I'm not saying it should be changed because, again, don't like change really, but at the same time, I feel like
There's
it
no
more
need
than
for
likely
change.
going to be pushed that
The
way.
Redskins is a
okay.
classic team name.
Yeah.
I will say,
Exactly.
if they're gonna change it, they just need to change it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
so people can get used to the. I think the best would be the Washington Warriors. I think that
No,
sounds
it's gonna
the
be
best.
I'm
what is it?
actually-
The
Screw the Warriors.
I'm
I don't
actually going to
Federals?
go through
No.
a couple names here, and I'll go through these couple names, and then we'll touch on.
Wait, can I say this joke name that I saw for the Indians real quick? Please say some serious names.
Okay.
I, I saw people saying they want the Indians to change to the Cleveland Steamers.
I mean,
Okay.
that one,
Let me say about one that the change to the Redskins. Somebody has said that it should be called the Washington Possums because they play dead at home and on the road they get killed,
Okay.
which was funny.
Okay.
I thought it was very funny.
okay.
That's
You're
accurate.
roasting them now?
are-
Okay, okay.
Oh my
These
God.
are some actual these are just for the Redskins though. So the Washington Senators.
Was
Okay.
that a thing
Okay.
before,
No.
like a hockey or something?
It's-
Well, in, the,
yeah,
ho-
it's-
in hockey, it's made to look at the Roman senators and not like senators and.
Okay, and then we have the Washington Federals. It would go with the Washington Capitals,
stupid.
Nationals,
I don't
Ew,
like that.
ew,
That
ew,
doesn't
ew.
sound good, and it's kind
It
of
sounds too political.
and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
we have the Washington Braves.
And then
which
that'll get changed
I
in
don't
I
like
thought the
years.
Braves
No.
were in kind of hot water,
No.
so I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't think the Braves would.
I feel
and
like
it
that was a
wouldn't
thing
make
before
sense.
too, somewhere.
But they're saying that it would be representing the a way to honor the Native Americans.
And what's it?
That's what
It's
it says.
not doing that now.
Well,
I don't know.
okay, I will say one thing is that you
I hate to break it
out
to
of
you,
all
but
the
people want-
teams that have Native American mascots, you could say the only one I think that is actually like, what would be the word? I wouldn't say inspiring, but like that's what's the word? That's
Appropriate.
not what I have to think of this. Choose my words.
I hate to break it to you, but nobody's trying to insult Native Americans
Like,
anymore.
like
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
I
the
get
other
word,
names
but
are
I
insulting,
don't know why names
but
matter.
the other ones that are like like I feel like the only name that is really dedicating anything to Native Americans is the Florida State Seminoles,
Yeah.
because that the Seminoles are a real tribe and they have a deep history, and they were like
probably.
Same
one
with,
of the only ones to really resist European conquest.
same with the Central
That
Michigan Chippewas. I knew a while
Mm.
like they had to change their logo to the Flying Seas,
But
not because the Native American tribe that's in Mount Pleasant
I was going
is
to say that's Native American up there.
yeah, they're very connected with the college. Like I don't
They have
wanna
the
say-
Chippewa River that they're on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe the Native American tribe there, the Chippewa, they like give funds to the
Well,
college,
probably.
and the college funds them, and they have a good connection there. But it was when this whole stuff with the Redskins back in like 2013 to 15, when stuff was going around there, that's when they were under heat, and they had to change their logo to the Flying Seas. They had to take the arrow out because it used to be an arrow in between the sea, like that was like through the sea, but now they had to change it to the Flying Seas instead of they still go by the Chippewas, but still.
Which logo does your Antonio Brown jersey have?
I think it has the I think it just has a C on it, but
I mean,
still.
yeah,
Actually,
most
hold on, it's
importantly-
right here.
Okay. And most importantly, what Ben said, yeah, we're all white and probably have no Native American to speak about
Yep,
it.
it's the flying one.
But
Looks like the Flying Sea.
That's a
Yeah.
cool jersey.
that is cool.
It has a doesn't it have a
Oh,
sewn in
player.
autograph from him?
Yeah, it does
Like-
actually.
Yeah, he got it sewn in there.
L player.
I can't see it, but you know,
Yeah,
it's,
Yeah,
it's
but
there.
It's
I've
there.
seen it
It's
before.
there. Believe it.
I've seen
Okay.
it before.
So let me continue with these names that we're going on. So then we go to the Washington Warriors. This is a name that Dan Snyder, the owner, trademarked well over a decade ago.
They need
it
a
says.
unique name.
And,
But I feel like there's
The
with
Redskins
like
is
the-
unique.
but
Yeah,
it's also
so I don't know why they-
derogatory.
I mean,
but
then again, like
How
I'm
long have
The
they had
reason
that,
nobody
that
else
name
uses
for?
Redskins,
How long have they had that name for?
like, I don't even know. Well, you can say they've had the name for a long time, but also the backlash on the name has been there since the early 70s.
The
it's
thing
been
is
there
that
since the
they've-
beginning.
Yeah.
they've inspired other teams, like you guys said, like high schools and stuff. And like I feel like now with how I said everybody gets triggered when you breathe on them, I feel like now they're going to start petitions to change high school names, like in different areas. Like,
I
Well, I
mean,
don't
so,
and the areas where the people are real soft, I feel like they're going to have petitions like crazy,
So-
even though it has nothing to do
They
with
were the
North.
Reds since 1933.
Yeah.
Well, back in
just
1933, it was
change
okay
something
to
that
be.
was-
It was, but back in 1933, it was okay to be racist.
Whoa.
Like it wasn't bad to be
I
Whoa.
don't know if you could say
Like-
there's ever been a time that was okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
okay,
Can,
okay, it was
can I,
okay.
can I
There
He's
was
from
just
Tennessee.
Oh,
there
in
was
a
well,
just
yeah,
a
he's
lot
from
of
Tennessee.
construct.
He's from
Okay, no,
Tennessee.
let me finish.
Let me finish
You're
it.
gonna stop
Social
talking. Ben,
construct.
There was
you're
just
gonna
a lot
stop
of
talking
them.
for about
There was-
5
there-
minutes.
there was
You're
a
in
lot of
timeout.
them.
Oh my. There's a lot.
So
of
something
racism.
I'm going to mention is that back in 2013, 2015, a team like our crosstown rival, or like our rival.
Yeah, they're named Indians.
No, they had to change they were starting to change the full school's mascot. They're called the Indians. They ended up changing their band's name. They were starting with the band, and they were gonna like work
Because
their
nobody
way
cared.
up. And they changed
They
their
held up
band.
24.
They changed their band and their middle school's mascot to the Rockets. So they were referred to as the
awkward.
Rockets instead of the Indians. And they still are, I think, to this day.
Probably. I mean, that's how our
I
school
mean,
used to be.
that's-
It used to be 3 different names, but
That's
That's
some
besides the
change
point.
that started right there that we saw even right near us.
yeah, because that area's got a bunch of, like I said, whiny people that care about it for no reason because it doesn't pertain to them.
So I feel like right now the Warriors is the most possible because Dan Snyder has that trademark. Another one could be the Red Hawks or the Red
It's
Tails.
the same thing.
I
the
don't
Red
like the red.
I feel like
Tails.
that's the same exact
No,
I
thing.
feel and
It's
I
not.
feel like that kind of.
What are they?
No, the
Are they
red-
foxes
See-
now? Is that what you're
No,
telling
see,
me?
the-
instead of
no.
the skins, it's a hawk.
Yeah,
now.
like is that and like is the red tails like not racist?
I want justice for Hawks. I want justice for Red Hawks.
No, see, the other thing was that they were saying the Red Tails. They're in Washington, D.C. Red Tails was a plane that was used in the World Wars. So, I mean, yeah.
Isn't that also a fox?
a red-
Well, yes, there's something
I'm-
called
I-
a red-tailed
I-
fox. Yes.
I mean red tails, red skin, like
Why does a team
That's
name
what I'm
have to be
saying. It
so
sounds like the same
difficult?
thing.
I mean
I think they should just change it at some point because this is going to keep going on
Honestly, just make it an
forever.
animal.
Why not? I mean,
Really,
the
the
Red
Washington
Hawks
Possum,
doesn't really make
honestly.
sense.
I
But
want
Red
it-
Hawks are.
I wouldn't worry about it until players start refusing to play for them because
This
of the
is
name,
literally
and
gonna happen
That's not
with
going to
the-
happen.
I
so-
guarantee no players care about
this
that.
is
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like,
this
But then
is-
again, there's no players really in the NFL that are Native American.
and I was gonna say,
This
they should keep going until the fans don't want to go, but I feel like as though they don't have many fans anyway. so
See,
that doesn't
you guys
matter.
will like this next one here.
this is literally gonna keep on happening with almost every team that has a controversial name. It's so stupid.
Or just any name.
Yeah.
You could have a blank space as your name, and there's going to be a petition to change it.
Okay,
You got to
that-
put a
that-
period instead.
Hold on. No, you guys will like this next one. Instead of red skins, they would be referred to
Red
as
turtles.
No, skins.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That
Yeah,
that
so
that
they would
just
be
doesn't
called
sound good.
They would be called the Washington Skins.
Potato
But they would still have
skins
the
or-
logos and all the
Skins
and all
red,
the.
like what?
That
Like,
sounds like they're taking shots at every skin now.
It's literally just
Yeah.
like it's literally just taking you away like one thing. It's like
Are they
is this
potato
okay?
skins or?
Yeah.
I do not know. And then
Like
this next
potato skins.
name would be a shout out to TikTok. We got the
Oh,
Washington Renegades.
Oh my goodness
Yes,
gracious.
sir.
That
we
doesn't sound that
That-
bad.
that-
That
that'd
doesn't
be
sound that
fire.
bad.
we need that. We need the Washington
Like, I don't-
Renegades.
I
They
don't
just
even know what
come
the-
out dancing before
what
every
the-
game.
I
Their
don't know what the
mascot would be like
stupid
that, some
dance is,
TikTok.
It'd be
girl.
Dixie. Or not Dixie,
Charlie.
Charlie. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say we're saying the.
We got Dixie on the mind.
And honestly, this last one,
Always.
I wouldn't be that mad. It would be fitting. Washington's one of the first teams kind of be in the National Football League. The Washington Pigskins.
Or the general.
That sounds weird.
That-
They're
that-
getting made fun of every day by
General.
every other opposing
Okay,
team.
Now they're being racist to pigs. Like, this is not cool.
That's what I'm
Or-
saying. Like,
The
Or the general.
what
Matter.
I heard that they could be referred to in so say they have to drop their Redskins name. Say they have to officially like actually drop it and everything. They until they find a new nickname, they will be referred to as the Washington Football Club.
Just keep
so
it at that.
awkward.
Like,
I mean, some people in
Let them be
soccer
off.
have that, but
you're
I don't
going
like
to
that.
ruin your franchise if you make an awkward ass name.
Just make it the Washington Warriors. That sounds the best.
Yeah.
It's 2 W's.
What about the Cleveland
has-
Steamrollers?
but they're
though? Can
not-
we go back
they're
to
not
that?
a dub-
Imagine that
Steamers?
logo though.
That's true.
Imagine that logo. You could put like
See,
That'd be
What
a
they
dope
wanna
logo.
do, though-
Two W's and that you call it a day, or
I mean, yeah. I mean,
At this point, why not?
What they want to do, they're not changing the team's colors. They're only
Yeah.
changing the
The
what would be the logo probably, and then the team name. So they want to stick same
Yeah.
colors. I know Nike has already pulled off all Washington Redskins like merchandise off their website. The NFL, I think,
because
is
no fans were
following
buying
suit.
it anyways.
So
they
I
might
There's
have-
a lot of people in Washington.
Yeah, they
I'm
might have-
sure they're
definitely-
buying.
you're
Might as
definitely going to see
Face Young,
change.
probably.
I feel as though
The only
with-
reason that Dan Snyder, I think that a lot of people would say Dan Snyder is the worst owner in the NFL. The only way he would change anything is
I
if.
beg to differ.
Oh, okay. Who would you say?
Uh,
We're
I
not
was gonna say
getting
Martha
into-
Ford.
Fords.
Yep.
No,
Okay.
she stepped down.
I know,
So
I know.
whatever
Yeah,
her
she
daughter's
stepped down.
name is, she
Yeah,
hasn't even been owner for less than 2 weeks, and she's already probably worse than Martha.
but I will say
Martha,
that
so which names?
he will not care to change the name unless he loses money. Because
Martha.
that's the only thing he cares about.
Me and Martha are on a first name basis.
Go to her
bro,
house occasionally.
bro, you're like
No, I would never go to her house.
She makes some cherry pie for you.
You do not
I-
want. You do not want Martha.
I do not want to. If I am anywhere in between, if I am anywhere in a 500-foot radius than Martha, I'm screaming at her.
Wow.
Yeah, because she won't be able to hear
Martha,
you.
she's just a little
I mean,
old
she-
lady.
I don't care
Don't
how-
get
hear you
on
if you
her
talk
like that.
normal.
You ruined
She's
the
rich,
Detroit
still.
Lions.
Okay,
ruins
I mean,
the-
they were never
Detroit Lions
They were never
ruined a
assembled
long
before
time
she.
ago.
Yeah, they were never assembled before she took over anyway.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's the point.
her husband was doing a decent job, but then she just
What, Gerald Ford?
no
Steve,
William
Kidding me?
or
Gerald.
it was-
I think Harrison Ford would be
I
a
was,
very
I was
good
gonna say
owner.
Henry. I was gonna say Henry next.
no, it was William Henry, I think. William Henry Ford. Something like that.
This is why
I
a
could be
woman can't be
wrong.
the
The last time the
power
Lions
Yeah.
were good was in
Okay,
1950s.
let's not
so-
talk about the
Yeah,
Lions.
let's not go off the track
We'll be
here
here
about
all
what
day.
the main issue is. So I feel like we could see change within the next month or so, or again, just like back in 2015, this could just die off and nothing could happen.
Just change it
But
to the
with-
Washington Snakes at this point.
With the
KD
climate
doesn't
of
play there.
with the climate of 2020,
He's from there.
I mean, I feel like this is gonna happen and things are gonna
Good meme.
change. Like their names are gonna change. So maybe not the Cleveland Indians, but I feel like we could definitely see the Washington Redskins not being the Redskins going into the next season.
Nobody talks about the Chicago Blackhawks though.
Yeah, which varies
It's
confused,
bec- I mean, they're not
But then
really
again,
a
I
big
think-
because it's an actual
Well,
Indian tribe.
No, their
Yeah.
logo
Yeah.
is like a tribe.
An Indian.
Yeah.
No, see, the thing is, I don't think like teams like the Blackhawks, the Seminoles, the Chippewas, I don't think they get heat because one, they have good connections with those tribes, and two,
Yeah,
they're
let me-
actual
so-
tribes.
Let me
The
call him up, yo.
So the
Well, tell-
Redskins are what you could say used to be a very derogatory term towards Native Americans.
Tell me
So I
this.
feel like that's where it's kind of choppy water.
You can relate to this. Tell me this. When are people going to complain to Jeep about their Jeeps being the Cherokees?
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
don't
an
know.
actual.
When are people gonna
Indian-
cry
that's not
about
Native
that?
American tribe though.
Yeah, but I mean, it still has to do with them.
And also, who buys Jeeps?
Whatever. Just
a lot of people buy Jeeps.
$70,000 for nothing.
Andrew,
What-
Andrew can
what-
beg to
what
differ
kind of
on
Jeep
that.
you
but-
buying?
No, I'm gonna have to say it depends on. I mean,
Grand Cherokee's a good car.
Jeeps are a little bit iffy nowadays. More.
I don't know. I was just saying you can relate to the name.
How? How can I relate to Cherokee?
okay, let's just
Okay,
I don't know where this is going.
Let's just get off the topic because 24 bring up some random shit about like
No, but yeah, I feel like we could definitely see the Redskins at least
and
being
licking his lips.
out of the couple teams. I feel like we could see them changing. Now, moving on to our next topic, we saw this a couple hours before we started recording. With the MLB season coming back, the MLB has released a power rankings. It's a bit questionable, and I don't know if it's true. But did you say, before we start off? Did you say the Tigers
Okay,
are 11th
that was
in the
obviously a
power
No,
rankings?
that was my opinion. Well, I mean, I think they should be. I just would like to see what 11 actually truly is. I feel as though they could make a case for a number 11 in that list.
What are you talking about?
So Do you just want me to go ahead and say all 10, starting with 10, and then we'll discuss?
Yeah, we
or
can
do you
talk
want me
about
to
some
go
of
one by
this weird blasphemy going on
Wait,
in it.
does that show the whole power ranking list?
one?
Yeah,
well-
I didn't pay attention to some of these teams until now, and it's all.
I just want to know where the Tigers and Blue Jays are.
That's what I'm saying. Tigers are number 11.
Let me
You don't have
find
to worry
it.
about that
Yeah.
one.
Stop.
You don't have to worry about that one.
They're
Tigers are
probably-
11.
Tigers are like 28, probably.
Hold on. I'm
If-
pulling it up right now. And I'm
If
gonna be
not
right back.
last.
I got it right here in front of me. If you'd like me to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, you got the
go
whole-
start with like 15. And we can go from there.
Well, I don't have 15. They only posted the top 10.
Oh. So yeah, go with 10 then.
Number 10, already starting off sus. They got the Cubs.
Yeah.
9 the Cardinals. 10 the
Yeah.
World Series defending champs, the Nationals. 7 we got the A's. 6 the Rays. 5 the Braves. 4 the Twins. 3 Astros. 2 Yankees, and 1 Dodgers.
I agree with 1.
See, the top 3 is okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
obviously
who
moved the
is
Astros
third?
to number 2. Astros. I'd obviously move them above the Yankees and the Dodgers, probably, but well, not this year. I would say they're number 2. But I just want to kick the Twins out of there because they're there for no reason.
Yeah.
Cubs are about to tear it down, so get
Twins
them
are
out of there.
Twins are at 4.
A's kind of overrated, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the A's are a little overrated. I feel like they're a good team, but maybe not in the first power rankings that come out. Like that, I feel like that's a little high for them.
Especially they're probably the third best team in the West, if we're being honest. The Rangers could probably make a better case
The
than them.
A's are just like a balanced team.
The A's. They've been balanced since they
Since
started
the start of
playing Moneyball.
time.
Yeah, since they started playing Moneyball.
They,
They've been
and
balanced.
trying to
being
find
balanced
this
has got
list.
them absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
No,
You're
they
right,
tweeted it. Fox Sports tweeted
I
it.
mean, I found MLB.com's power rankings.
This is what it is, according
it
to
was
MLB.com. it says.
MLB.com.
No, but this one has the full list.
Oh, okay.
But it's more different though. Actually, no, I think it's the same.
No,
It shows like the rest. Let's just say the Tigers are ranked last.
I'm not
You
surprised.
cannot put them below the Orioles or a few other teams. Like, oh my god.
They have them dead last.
They continue to prey on it, so that way when they finish the top 5, they're gonna be stunned, and
I
I'm not
have to
gonna.
read it.
I'm gonna believe it.
Wait,
I'm not gonna be surprised.
read the list.
Hmm?
Read the
The
list.
whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing? Jesus
I'm trying to-
Christ. There's 30
What?
teams. How
There-
long do you want us to
He's
be
trying
here
to
for?
know. He's trying to know how exactly in the middle the Mets are because
Send me the link.
I'm just gonna tell you, the Mets are at 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right in
I-
the middle. I got the.
Right in the middle.
Like I said.
Where are the Brewers at?
Brewers are at
11.
16.
16. Okay. Yeah. Brewers are better than Mets.
The Blue
No,
Jays
they're
are
not.
at
They have
21.
one player.
Hey.
You
They have
know,
one
Blue
player
Jays-
and their
Two.
team
Josh
shit.
Hader.
That one
Christian-
player carries
Christian
them.
Yelich, Lorenzo Kane. They used to have Yasmani Grandal. but-
Yeah, I mean they have Ryan Braun. Yeah.
They Manny
They-
Pena catching now.
They have Justin Smoke now.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they have a decent team
What a
there.
big help.
But I mean, I feel like that's kind of a sus first list, especially having the Cubs at 10
The Cubs and the Twins.
when they're rebuilding.
The Twins hit however many home runs, don't show up in the playoffs, and they just appear at number
Well,
4.
I mean, okay. Number 4 is too high, but definitely top 10 for the Twins, obviously. I mean, they won their
because they're
offensive
not winning the Central this year for sure, especially a combined Central. They're not winning.
Who's
that
winning
thing.
Who's winning that?
I know the
A combined Central?
I know
Oh,
the
yeah,
Nationals
combined.
lost. I know the Nationals lost Anthony Rendon, but they have him at 8. I feel like
Yeah.
that's disrespectful. For
I mean,
the
a
World
normal-
Series champs.
A normal Central, the White Sox were winning it.
And Don't they
combined
have Zach
combined
Wheeler?
Central, the Cardinals.
I mean, Zach
feel like
Wheeler's the best pitcher on that team now.
Who?
Zach Wheeler.
The Twins?
No, on the Nationals. He's on the Nationals now,
Oh,
right?
he's on the Phillies.
He's in the Phillies.
I knew it was some other team.
Why would Wheeler be better than Scherzer or Strasburg anyway?
Because he
You
is.
good, buddy?
Yeah,
He
Joe
is.
had some drinks
But-
last night.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Scherzer
the
just
combined
never won back-to-back
combined
Cy
Central-
Youngs. Couldn't be me.
combined Central is the
pitcher.
Cardinals.
What I was
He
gonna
did.
say though is that I feel like the Nationals should at least be at 4, especially
They,
being
like
World
they won
Series
the World
champs.
Series.
I think you
champs. Gotta
swap
respect
them.
that.
I think you swap them and the Twins in this top 10 and you get the Cubs out of there. It's not bad.
Yeah, you get the Cubs out of there, and then
Are the
Maybe top 10
Braves
is
even
never
a top
perfect.
5 team?
Yeah, I would
Yes.
I'd make a case for them over the Twins and the A's.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they're over the-
and then even I like how they're respecting the Rays and putting them up in the top.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
I feel like-
that's like a round perfect
Yeah,
for where they are.
I feel like that the MLB sometimes disrespects them, especially trying to move them to Montreal.
Because they
Yeah.
know what they have going on. That's why.
Well, they don't get any fans. Like,
See,
that's the
I was,
problem.
No, I was watching a TikTok today, and this guy was talking about the 3 worst fan bases in all of sports, and he said, how are the Rays consistently one of the best teams in the MLB, but have no fans in sight?
Because nobody
No.
cares about it, and especially they don't really care as much about baseball in Florida. even
People
though
in
they don't
Florida only care about football.
I was gonna say, but they don't have a good team down there either, though, for football.
They only
Right?
care about
Wait.
basketball and football. Though. No, I'm talking about college football though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Dolphins
Other than that-
aren't good, but like
Someone
That's what I'm
said
saying.
they're a popular team.
Someone said the Yankees lost in 6 to the cheating Astros, but the Dodgers lost in the NLDS. Yankees also added Cole, so how are the Dodgers number 1?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Dodgers have
I wouldn't
one of
agree
the
with
best
the.
super teams in all of
Yeah,
baseball
They,
history.
they got 2 MVPs.
The Dodgers have like 15 All-Stars on their team that were combined in the AL or the NL.
and they still
I
won't
mean,
win the World Series.
I'm not putting the Yankees at 1 though. I can tell you that.
The Dodgers,
But I'm also not. I'm
The
also
Dodgers
not
have
going to
won
say
the-
that
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not going to say that the Astros cheated to beat the Yankees either. Let's just make
Both
that
teams
clear.
cheated.
both
Well, yeah,
teams
I think
cheated
both
against each
cheated,
Go
other.
ahead.
which offsets.
I guess, yeah. But
What
what
were
I
you
was
gonna
going to
say,
say
Andrew?
is that the Dodgers have one of the deepest rosters in MLB history at this point.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I
They
said.
Like
have
me-
they have one of the best utility players ever, Kiki Hernandez. I'm saying 'cause he's like, I swear he hit like 300
Did you
once.
say ever?
Yeah.
And Chris Taylor.
Yeah,
and
you're
Chris
right.
Taylor.
Yeah.
And Chris Taylor. They have and he's a utility player. He would start on most teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kike was offered more money to go start for other
He's-
I
teams.
feel like
Exactly.
Kiki also got good because Chase Utley was there, and Chase Utley was a really good utility player.
Not for them.
No, I'm saying like he was a good utility player out his career, so he probably was able to work with Kiki and kind of coach.
Kike had a
him, you
little
know?
bit of a name for himself before then, because when the Dodgers weren't that great, he was starting for
Should
them.
we talk about David Price is opting out?
Oh yes,
I
which I feel like
I
isn't
didn't
that
read
big.
the reason. He put out a reason. I didn't read it, so I don't know. I don't
It
know if
was
I want to say
because
what I was gonna say.
he wanted to spend more time with his wife and kids, I think. And
See, I was gonna say it was kind of
health
funny.
risk.
It was kind of funny that the Dodgers fans were bragging like, "Oh, David Price was a throw-in in that trade, and we still got him." But like now they're laughing for no reason because they get 60 games with Mookie and no David Price by giving up Verdugo and Jeter Downs.
Well, I
And
mean,
isn't
in
he,
the
isn't, he
reality-
isn't he a free agent next
yeah,
season too?
they both are.
So he's not gonna be a Dodger, not even play like a single game.
I
in
don't
reality,
Price might have one more year.
we would have only seen Price like 4 or 5 times, if
And he
that.
probably would have been out of the bullpen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we would not have seen him a lot as a Dodger.
Maybe he would have won playoff games for them.
True.
But somebody told me on Twitter today or yesterday that it's not a big loss for the Dodgers because they don't have to pay him, so they don't lose the trade. I was like, you still gave up Verdugo and one of your top prospects for 60 games of Mookie.
Yeah, everyone
I do have a
sleeps on
question, though.
Verdugo.
is
Yeah, I don't know why.
Verdugo's like,
It-
is he a
is,
top prospect?
Well, he was at the time until he got called up. Yeah.
If you opt out of the season, are you allowed to come back at any point, or if you opt
don't
out and
know.
the season starts, you're out?
Well, I'm thinking
That's
that
what I was wondering.
if it's
Yeah,
like
I don't think
if
anyone's
they're
gonna
trying
change their
to
mind.
if they're trying to keep it contained with the least amount of people coming in contact with each other, I think they would not allow
Well,
people
no,
to come back.
because I'm saying like, so say the Dodgers, we know they're gonna make the playoffs, obviously, but say they're making a run towards the playoffs or making a run towards the World Series, and then David Price is like, oh, I'll come back for one game just to
He's
get
been
the
on the-
ring.
He's been on the shelf for 3
I
months.
still
He shows
won't
up.
even want him playing.
He's been on the shelf for 3 months. Shows up like prime Kershaw in the playoffs. That's fine with me. Him and Kershaw can be terrible in the playoffs together. That's perfectly fine with
Maybe
me.
he'll become prime Price again.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think Prime Price. I think Prime Price and Prime Kershaw in the playoffs are the same exact thing. I think they both.
I'm
did
talking
terrible
about
in
like
their
I'm
career.
talking Ray's
That's too many
price.
P's.
Well, he never saw the playoffs there, so I couldn't tell you. The
now,
one thing that I did find funny while we're still on the opt out though,
okay.
that one of the big catalysts, I think, by the smile on my face, everybody knows who I'm about to talk about.
Oh.
Trevor Bauer.
Big catalyst of tell us when and where is like, nah, I might just not. I'm
what?
getting 300 mil. I'm getting over
Mike
300 mil.
Trump?
I might just not show up.
Oh.
I might just go to practices wearing a mask the whole time and post some pictures, have my mom post it, but say, nah, I might. Okay, but the thing is, I don't want to completely hit on him. I know the reason why is because he said that his wife might have a kid in August. So I get that, but like, why even like say, oh, we need it, get this done, when and where? Oh, I'm gonna wear a mask.
Well, no.
Oh, look at me running bases wearing masks. I got my mom posting on her Instagram story. Oh, by the way, I might not be there. I don't know.
Well, you know why?
People think I finally have a team around me. I don't know. I don't want to show that I'm terrible in the playoffs if I make it. I don't know.
No, this is why he was doing all that. He's the face of an MLB when you look at it. And
Yeah,
you can't argue
He's
that.
the best
Yeah,
player.
name
in the
another
NBA.
face
Best
to the
player.
MLB.
He's the face of the MLB.
He's
The
a-
Again, I don't
union-
think I could.
no,
He's
the
gonna
union
be
was
100% Hall of Famer.
The union was saying,
He already is.
hey, the union was
Exactly.
saying, hey, you need to kind of support the guys, like put these tweets out. But then, I mean, honestly, when he probably looked at it deep,
Yeah, for him.
it might not be smart for him to play. If his wife's truly having a kid in August, like that's
He's
not
on the
smart for him to
forefront
play.
saying this, trying to help the players out, and then if he dips
Exactly,
on, if he
he's
dips
helping
on
the
them,
players.
but if he dips on them after doing all of this, it's like thanks but no thanks.
But
I mean,
still,
at least all his friends get to play.
Yeah, as long as long
Oh yeah,
as,
the
like,
Angels get to finish fifth in the division again, like every year. that
Anthony
he's been there.
Rendone's team.
Yeah.
I mean,
It already is, to be honest with you, because they're still
my.
going to finish. They're still going to finish at the bottom of their division, so not go anywhere. So it doesn't matter. Like they've done his whole career.
Watch the Angels win the World Series this year.
I would like to see
They got to make the playoffs one time.
the Anaheim Angels.
But so talking about baseball still, we can move on to the Yankees on
Screw the
Saturday,
Yankees.
I believe
That
it
was
was.
nasty.
It was 4th of
Oh,
July,
actually,
correct?
never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So about midday,
Right after the hot dog eating contest.
yeah, tweets started coming out saying, how do you say his first name again?
Masahiro.
Yeah, just say Tanaka.
Masahiro Tanaka was doing some pitching to our friend Giancarlo Stanton, and Stanton proceeded to hit a line drive and knock him out cold. Like
It
if
looked
you,
bad.
If you,
Point blank.
if you
It
saw
looked
the video and you had the volume on, literally you
I
heard
pointed
the
it
bat
out to
hit
you
the-
guys.
You
That
had
was
the bat hit
insane.
the ball, and then you had the ball hit Tanaka's head.
You could
and it
hear the
echoed.
ball hit his head, and the ball flew all the way to the dugout in the
Yeah,
air.
It was.
And then
It was bad.
and then he dropped to the mound immediately, and you could just
Stanton
see him
dropped,
twitching.
too.
He was twitching.
Oh,
They
like-
said that he walked off the field under his own power, which was great. He went to the hospital, was released after a few hours. I think they said he had concussion symptoms, of course.
I
he
would-
just
I
got
would
hit in the head by
imagine.
like
Said
105 mile per hour.
Other than that,
Comebacker.
it said he's supposed to be good.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
think it's
he'll
as
probably
bad
take a
as it
couple-
looked.
No.
Yeah.
He'll probably take a couple
Somehow.
weeks off.
I
Maybe
mean,
after
like
two.
the side of your head's pretty
I
tough.
mean, unless
I mean, he walked off
Stan's
on his
hitting,
own.
yeah.
unless Stan's hitting fake missiles nowadays, I don't know. But
No, you definitely
Yeah.
no, you
Yeah,
heard
you
how
could
hard
see that
ball
was
came off.
100
whizzing
miles
at
per
him.
hour.
that was whizzing.
Yeah, you heard how hard that ball came off the bat. It was.
I
insane.
mean, it was pretty gruesome, to be honest. Like, there's no
It
blood or
was
anything,
scary,
but
like-
it was scary.
Now just
was-
imagine if that was Garrett Cole.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
people would be
People,
crying.
weirdos would be on Twitter saying, oh my gosh, get Stan off my team. Get Stan off my team. Oh man, he cost my player $300 million. Get him off my team.
I'm pretty sure people have already been blaming Stanton for that.
Oh, I'm
probably.
sure.
Like, you
I'm
I don't
sure-
know how you can
Like,
control a baseball.
That's just
I
how
mean,
Yankees fans
Because they
are.
think that it's controlled by a remote. That's why they think Astros were getting hits. They controlled the ball with a remote. Because they're stupid.
more.
Huh?
You know,
You know who's a Yankees fan though that thinks that things aren't controlled by, like, that thinks Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to know what the rest of that.
No.
Go ahead.
We can just. No.
Go ahead.
We can talk about it later. I don't want to throw shade at anybody in the
I
community.
think I did.
Yeah, I'm sure I know, but
Yeah.
Might have to
I don't
the
think it's. I
Yankees.
don't think it's who you think I'm talking about. But we can just move on.
I think it's the other one. But yes,
Yeah.
Okay. The two
I think
guys.
it's the blue hat.
Yep.
I'm just
Glasses.
Mr. Blue.
Right. So
Abba-dee-da-ba-da.
I think that's all the news we got for you guys today. There wasn't much over the weekend, but there
Slow
was
weekend.
definitely
Oh wait. There's a big announcement.
an announcement.
Today's Zion's birthday.
Oh yay!
God.
I mean, tune in.
Meatball.
How could I have ever
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
without knowing
No.
that?
Yeah.
Tune into ESPN
Actually,
tomorrow and they'll be
thank you-
talking about it all day.
That actually did remind
Thank
me
you.
of something too, though.
Thank you for bringing that up, Joe, because I referenced Zion a couple of Bud's podcasts ago, and I was interested how he was going to look because he had not been on social media this entire time and
Okay.
everything, and they finally like released a picture of him, and he looked amazing.
He
Like,
resorted to 3 bowls of gumbo instead of 7.
he looked good.
Okay.
But actually, the NBA thing did remind me that I
Wait,
mean, I'm sure we don't want
where's
to really
the-
talk
where-
about it, but
where's
the
the picture
Bucks,
at?
the Bucks having to close up their facility
Yeah, I saw that.
because of the test and like something
Are-
about
are-
they're
they're
trying
not
to
the
open it
first
back
ones
up.
To do that, right?
I don't know. They're
That's
trying to
the-
open it
I
back
thought
up before they
Utah had
travel.
one. I thought
No,
Utah
I
did
hear
that
that.
too.
No, the Bucks are just they're trying to permanently close their thing and just move to Orlando now. Yeah, they're
At
just
this point, why
trying.
not?
They're just trying to get out of Milwaukee. So
Yeah, go
Not the
away
first
from
time.
get out of Milwaukee and go to where it's a real deal at.
I mean,
Which-
I mean,
also talking about
literally
Orlando,
Florida.
The courts.
their practice courts low key look like ANTE-UP.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, I think everybody thought that, and the
Yeah.
thing is, when we had joked about them, like saying that they were gonna take the courts with them, and they just quietly did it anyway. Like, I thought that
No,
was
I mean
kind of cool.
we knew the whole time they were gonna.
Yeah,
take
but
the
then
courts with
they're
them.
like, can we? Like, that's too much to move. Like, it could get messed up. And then they just pop out of nowhere with an ANTE-UP picture of a Miami Vice court.
It
like,
does look like ANTE-UP.
No, and it was in a ballroom. Like
Yeah,
they
it's
had
in a
they had
ballroom.
they
Yeah,
had
it was
like
straight
four
up-
court.
it was
They had
straight up
full
2K stage.
They had 4 courts right next to each other in a ballroom, and it was like Indiana, Miami, and I want to say I forget what the other 2 teams that were in there. I want to say the Nets were in there too.
I just think
What's
it's going to look awkward to look next
gonna
to
be
you and
funny.
see a
Maybe
wide
they'll
open
have
court.
wager games like the stage. Put money up.
That'll be their 2K that they're playing is real life 2K
They'll
at the
drop like 20K
stage.
on a game.
No, that would definitely be interesting to see how
That'd
that
be a
goes.
friendly wager. I want to know where their practice facilities are. How are they going to practice while games are going on if all
No
the courts
more.
are right there on top of each other?
No, those courts are where they're practicing. Those are their practice courts.
I don't know. If you're going to
Yeah.
move them there, you're going to use them for games.
No, that's what they said. They said these are their practice
Yeah.
courts, and that they're because they announced where they're all playing. They're playing at like stadiums and stuff around.
That's kind of
around, like,
stupid to take them all the way
camp-
there just for like 5 practices.
I didn't really understand it, but they said those are the practice courts, and then they're playing at different stadiums around the Disneyland.
We'll keep tampering. You got a player that doesn't want to practice on the Sixers court and he wants to go over to the Heat or something. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just take up shots on the Vice court real quick. I want to see how I feel out here.
It's definitely gonna be interesting, and who knows? They could end up playing games on those courts, and that I don't know.
Sure, teams
But-
are gonna try and tamper with Giannis.
Dude.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yo, Giannis to the Heat.
No,
They're on the
Shut
same
the hell
hotel though. I don't think, or are they?
no, they aren't.
No.
He are in the second hotel, I think. I think top 6 teams are in the first hotel.
And Giannis is in the yacht club. I mean,
Zion
not,
is the,
not Giannis, the other. I mean, I
Zion.
Yeah,
the
I-
trash teams.
Okay.
I meant
Let's end this
Zion
video
because-
before we dig
I was
ourselves
gonna
a
say, I
bigger
think
hole
after
than
that
we've already
Hey,
done.
Yeah.
you were the one putting out racial slurs before, so I don't.
Okay,
wanna
I think we need to end the video
Oh
off
my
here.
gosh.
So, thank you guys for watching. We'll
Not
have
racist,
we'll have a big A&M out on Wednesday, episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
So look out for
They
that.
said we couldn't do it.
Yeah, they said they prayed on our downfall, but we for once in A&M we finally pulled through.
Well, I
and we
mean,
got
they were
something.
saying we couldn't make it 10 either, so we
Yeah.
kind of made it monumental.
I couldn't imagine someone copying the studio though.
We made it monumental. We survived 10 episodes and got a guest in the same video. So
And you got someone to copy your studio idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's
crazy.
definitely, you're right.
like Kobe said, if you weren't great, they wouldn't want to hate on you.
Exactly. So we got the A&M coming out on Wednesday, another Buds podcast on Friday, and then Nick and Joe's Film Room on Saturday. So thank you guys for watching. If you like what we talked about.
We just hit 55 subs.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just hit 55 subs today. So subscribe if you like what we're talking about. If you like
Shout out to Grandpa
the
Moran.
content we're putting out. I think we're shooting for like 70.
$20 PSN giveaway at 100
Okay,
subs.
we're cutting out there. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
That was
And shout out Miss Sophie.